Thank you all for attending our evening meeting tonight, and would you join us for the pledge, Mr. McCarthy?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Supervisor Wareheim.
Here.
Councilman McCarthy.
Here.
Councilwoman Novick.
Here.
Councilwoman Inzarella.
Here.
Councilman Lohman.
Here. Okay, we'll begin tonight sitting as the Board of Water Commissioners. Madam Clerk?
The Board of Water Commissioners to authorize the following. Number 1, the minutes of the Board of Water meeting dated January 8th. Number 2 is a transfer. And number 3, the supervisor to sign an agreement with PMG Progressive Marketing Group Incorporated for DEC compliance newsletters.
Councilman Lohman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella.
Yes.
Councilwoman Novick.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Wareheim.
Yes. Reconvening as Town Board, correspondence.
Under correspondence, number 1 is Elwood Comac, VFW, Post 9263, Memorial Day Parade, third reading. Number 2, St. James Smithtown Opening Day Parade, second reading. Number 3, Wisconsin Athletic Association Opening Day Parade, second reading. Number 4, Kings Park High School 5K Color Run, first reading. Number 5, Breathe for Brit Foundation Annual 5K Run, first reading. Number 6, St. Philip and James Roman Catholic Church Carnival, first reading. Number 7, Celebrate St. James Past, Present, Future Art Walk, first reading.
Okay, is there anyone in the audience that wishes to be heard on any of these special events? Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Name and address, and the 3-minute time limit is in
Okay,
effect.
my name is Rich Calderola. I live at 78 Tillotson Avenue, St. James. I've lived at that residence for 40 years, and I'm a lifetime resident of St. James. A question for the board. I'm a bit concerned that the St. Philip and James Carnival is being moved to the small parking lot on the side of the church. Can anybody confirm that that's the location that it's going to be moved to, if I read the application correctly?
Mr. Calderola, I can tell you that we are having our public safety, we contacted them a couple days ago to go ascertain whether or not that's true and where and if they're relocating.
Okay. Well, that would be my concern. You know, as it is now, the carnival has been held in the front parking lot in front of the church.
Right.
It's a larger parking lot. And, you know, the carnival is sort of squeezed in there. I have a large concern that if it gets moved to that small parking lot, there's going to be a problem. And it's on the frontage of my home also.
Okay, if you could, we're gonna have that checked, public safety's looking into that. If you could make sure Mr. Pooler, the clerk, has your information, we'll certainly get back to you.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. No one else? Okay, we will move to the consented, oh, I'm sorry.
Excuse me. Kathy Calderola, 78 Tillotson Avenue, St. James. That was my husband, so I won't say anything further except for we really appreciate you looking into it. We don't have a problem if it remains as it has been for the past couple of years. With the contingencies on it, and everything has been fine. You won't hear from us again if it stays the same. So thank you very much. We
Okay,
appreciate
you're welcome.
that.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, we will move. Oh, yes, sir.
How are you? My name's Charlie Rome. I live at 82 Tillotson Avenue, St. James. I've been there 45 years. I've supported the church in many different functions they've had. I've never had a problem with them when they're in the front parking lot. Now, if they're gonna bring it to the back parking lot, it interferes with my home, okay? The traffic, as far as I even have a neighbor that's 95. He's had a few incidents with going to and from a hospital. How is that gonna affect my area with all the cars parked all over the place? This should be a concern for the church and for you guys, because it's a concern for us. And, you know, we're your constituents. You should take care of us, okay?
Okay,
And that should be taken care of.
okay, we are checking into it.
Where are they gonna park all these cars? They're gonna go up and down 25A?
Well, we're gonna,
Because it's not legal to park there, right?
okay, that's what our public safety department is investigating.
And what, do you know where they're gonna have, like, the toilets, where they're gonna be placed? Not up and down the streets?
We'll ask all those questions, because I was not aware they were even relocating it until I read the first
All right,
first
it's
application.
a concern.
Okay.
You know, we lived there a lot of years, like I said, not to repeat it, but we've supported the church, many functions. My wife ran fashion shows for the church, we worked on the fairs, we worked in the casino there, we've done a lot. And I've never complained up until now. I don't want it in front of my house,
Okay,
okay?
thank you, sir. Anyone else wish to be heard? Okay, we will move forward to the consent agenda.
Consent agenda, controller, is items number 1 through 17, and consent agenda resolutions are items number 1 through 12, as per the agenda.
Okay, is there anyone on the town board that wishes to have any items removed from the consent agenda? I move to vote on the consent agenda.
Second.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah.
Yes.
Councilwoman Zarella.
Yes.
Councilman Loman.
Yes. Okay,
Okay, so we're gonna move to resolutions. The first item is the town board, after due study and deliberation of the subject record, to issue a secret negative declaration determination of non-significance in the following matter for reasons stated in a memorandum on the dates indicated. Number 1, the application for site plan approval by Shopa Sacketh Realty Incorporated for 330 Oster Avenue in Hop Hog.
Councilman Loman.
yes.
Councilwoman Zarella. Councilwoman Noah.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
The town board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for the following bids to be returned to town hall on 11 a.m. on the dates indicated. Number 1, bid 19-10, swimming pool complex opening, closing, and related services. Number 2, bid 19-16, print and distribute annual recreation guide. Number 3, bid 19-15, road marking material. And number 4, bid 19-12 for steel stock.
Councilman Loman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Zarella.
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
The town board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for the following requests for proposals to be returned to the town of Smithtown Purchasing Department until 4 p.m. on the dates indicated. Number 1 is an RFP 19-9 caterer for senior citizens food service program. And number 2 is RFP 19-11 concession sales at town beaches.
Councilman Loman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Zarella.
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
The town board to award the following bids and to authorize the purchase of associated goods or services. Number 1, bid 18-93 for asphalt concrete, and number 2, bid 18-90 for stone revetment at Kings Park Bluff.
Councilman Loman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Zarella.
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
The town board to approve the following. Department of Environment, Department of Environment and Waterways to prepare and file an application with the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation for state assistance for grant funding for collection events at MSF. Number 2, ratification of designation of Paul Rubano as the entity administrator for the United States General Services Administration System for Award Management. Number 3, authorize the Department of Environment and Waterways to prepare and file an application with the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation for state assistance for grant funding for household hazardous waste and electronic waste. Number 4, Robert Hubbs, Geographic Information Systems Supervisor in the Engineering Department to serve on the Long Island Geographic Information Systems Steering Committee. Number 5, reappointment of John Valentine, William White, Matthew Jakubowski, Deanna Varicchio, and Chris Newstead to the Vacant and Abandoned Property Task Force. Number 6, submit application for municipal waste reduction and recycling project grant funding for municipal services facility equipment. Number 7, extension of bid 18-13 for HVAC maintenance and repair with Mac Mechanical Solutions. Number 8, rental of a grader for the Highway Department. Number 9, addition of Beach House Communications Incorporated to the town's pre-qualified professional services consultants list. Number 10, extension of bid 18-4 for removal of leachate with United Cesspool Service. Number 11, sole source license and support renewal for Municity Parcel Management and Laserfiche Document Management software with General Code. Number 12, the rejection of all bids received December 20th, 2018 in connection with bid number 18-96, road marking material. Number 13, extension of agreement with Fundamental Business Services Incorporated for data processing and collection services concerning parking summonses in the town's Traffic Violations Bureau.
Councilman Lohman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareman.
Yes.
The town board to authorize the acceptance of the following. Number 1, a check donation from Doreen Nicotra for $50. And number 2, proposal from L.K. McLean Associates to provide professional engineering services to the Department of Environment and Waterways.
Councilman Lohman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareman.
Yes.
The town board to authorize the supervisor to execute the following on a form approved by the town attorney. Number 1, renewal of intermunicipal agreement with the town of Brookhaven for disposal of glass. Number 2, extension of agreement with eScreen Incorporated to provide drug and alcohol testing services. Number 3, agreement for veterinary services from Peace Love Pets Veterinary Care for the town's animals located in the Smithtown Animal Shelter. Number 4, amendment to agreement with Massiano Consulting Incorporated for professional grant development services.
Councilman Lohman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareman.
Yes.
The town board to approve settlement in the following matters per recommendation of the town attorney. Number 1, Butera versus Town of Smithtown in the amount of $460. Number 2, Scamello versus the Town of Smithtown in the amount of $308.38. Number 3, James Ryan versus the Town of Smithtown in the amount of $5,089.08.
Councilman Lohman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareman.
Yes.
Personnel. The town board to approve the following personnel matters. Number 1, title change for Lisa McDermott. Number 2, reassignment of Darrell Ciccarello. Number 3, promotion of Wayne Perry. Number 4, promotion of Michael Kane. Number 5, promotion of Brian Simmons. Number 6, change in termination date in the Recreation Department for various positions. Number 7, change in termination date for Stephen Frischer. Number 8, seasonal appointment of Kim McKinley. And number 9, seasonal reappointment of Sean Brady.
Councilman Lohman,
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella,
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah,
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy,
Yes.
Supervisor Wareman.
Yes. Okay, that concludes resolutions. We will be moving to the public speaking portion tonight. The 3-minute rule will be strictly enforced on a per-person basis. Public participation is subject to the rules of decorum. You've read that, section 76.7 is on your speaker card. Public portion is for town-related matters only. Any unsubstantiated, unverified, or material false information will be interrupted. Also, before you begin speaking, please give your name and address to the town clerk for the record, and address the town board, not the audience, and we appreciate your cooperation. I know there's a number of people here for a proposed group home being cited. We're going to have those folks come up first. If you sign the speaker sheet with the clerk, we're going to start with that. Certainly, I want you to know that you certainly can be heard for 3 minutes. This is the group home on 46 Twix Hills Road. We received our information, official notification yesterday. By Monday, information will be going out to the surrounding neighborhood with all the pertinent information. And we have already contacted the organization, and on February 14th, at the Senior Citizen Center, the COO of that group home agency will be required to be there at that meeting, give a presentation, and answer all and any questions any of our residents have regarding that group home. So just be mindful that on that date, put that in your calendars. That's when the organization COO will be there to answer any questions you may have. But certainly, if you want to address the board, you have your 3 minutes, and we can do so.
The first speaker, Patrick O'Neill.
Good evening, Patrick O'Neill, 21 Twixt Hills Road, St. James. Here to speak about, like you said, the proposed group home on 46 Twixt Hills. We don't have too much information. I know you guys have said that there's going to be a meeting on Valentine's Day. Maybe not the best date to try to get people, you know. I mean, my wife would probably understand, but not everyone would. So maybe the date that's not a holiday, you know, or, you know, a Hallmark holiday. But basically, I understand we're going to deal with that at a later date. But I just want to be, this group, from what I understand, Life's Work, is involved in some way with an additional group home on Angela Court in Smithtown, just off Lake Avenue. And I did a little bit of work, you know, trying to figure out what's going on over there. And they took possession of the home in 2017. And through FOIL, I was able to see that since May of 2018, there's been 19 calls for the Suffolk County Police Department to be at this group home for a similar adult with developmentally disabled adults. I don't have a problem with that's not why I'm here. What I'm just concerned about is if this is what's right for our neighborhood. There's, you know, essentially no outlet. One way in, one way out. If you guys aren't familiar with Twixt Hills, you know, maybe before then you should take a ride down, see exactly what it's all about. But 19 calls to service from the Suffolk County Police Department at one location since the end of May 28th, 2018 currently. Multiple harassment second calls, which, Councilman Long will tell you, that involves physical violence, multiple disturbance calls, multiple calls for people being transported out as a psychiatric, a person in need of a mental evaluation. That means they're incapable of being transported in a personal auto. So I don't know exactly where the town is on this and what you can do, but I'd please like you to be aware that disturbances, harassments, people being taken out for psych evaluations, possibly violently. I don't know all the details, but that's what it sounds like. And this is just what I'm here. This is just the Suffolk County Police Department, what they're responding to. We're not talking, the way the ambulance system works out here, there could be a lot more going on there that we just don't know about, or I haven't found out yet. So I'm concerned about what's going on in that neighborhood. We've had a lot of young families move in just in the last 2 years. I could tell you there's at least 13 new kids on that school bus, on that street, going to the Dogwood Elementary School just in the last 2 years. So I ask you, please just think, is this the best location for that? I don't think so. It's not across the street from my house, but I still have a vested interest in making sure that this is brought to light. And I ask you please to look into what I brought up today about violent incidents possibly going on at that location run by this same town. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. O'Neill, if you could supply, if you have that information, if you could forward that to the town
Yeah,
clerk so he
I'll
can
make sure you
distribute
get
it?
it. Certainly.
So when we, as we go along with this agency, we'll be armed with that.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Nikki Summers.
My name is Nikki Summers. I reside at 23 Glenridge Drive in St. James. Today, someone in the town attorney's office told me that Life's Work representative Mary Rafferty will be attending the board meeting on February 14th to provide residents with information about the proposed group home at 46 Twixt Hills Road, and that she will answer any questions and concerns that the neighbors of the group home may have. On behalf of myself and the Damon Park Civic Association, I respectfully request that this informational meeting be scheduled for another forum other than a town board meeting to allow residents accessibility to give this matter the attention it deserves, with an eye toward maximum fairness and transparency. I feel that this will be beneficial for all parties involved, residents, the town board, and Life's Work. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Harvey Lapidus.
Good evening. My name is Harvey Lapidus. I reside at 77 Wicks Path, Comac, New York. I'm representing Comac Volunteer Ambulance Corps. I'm on the board of directors at Comac Volunteer Ambulance Corps. I just want to take a minute of your time to let you know what the Comac Ambulance has been up to the past year. For 2018, we responded to 3,785 calls for help in the town of Smithtown and Huntington. We had an average response time of 7 minutes and 3 seconds. Of all those calls, we had to ask help from our neighbor departments 11 times. That's a very low 24 response. I just want to thank you for your time, and we'll see you next month. If you have any questions, let me know.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for the service you provide.
Thank you.
Peter Hansen.
Good evening, Mr. Supervisor, board members, Mr. Town Clerk. Just wanted to give you an update on the pedestrian crossing issue at the corner of County Road 16, AKA Smithtown Boulevard, and Old Nichols Road. We've had 2 meetings. I want to thank you for arranging, having Nicole arrange a meeting with us at the Dennison Building. In attendance were people from the county, Lisa Black, and the new DPW, whose name's escapes me, right, Mr. Hillman, as well as members of We Are Wisconsin, other people from the community, and Mitch Crowley from the town. Today, we had a meeting at the Cleary home for the death. Again, the same subject matter. In attendance was Legislator Kennedy, Ms. Sims, who runs the facility, Lisa Black again, and the town clerk, Mr. Pulio. Plus, again, members of We Are Wisconsin and other members of the community. Basically, we're at the point where that 7-Eleven, that new 7-Eleven, is going to open before any capital work can be done at that corner. So again, our continuing concern is the safety of pedestrians. Possibly, and this is under investigation by both the county and the town, have some kind of signage at that corner to at least alert motorists that pedestrians will be crossing, especially with the 7-Eleven, which I consider a magnet for children, teenagers on bicycles, scooters, women in carriages trying to cross that intersection, and possibly put in painting on the ground where you can't enter that corner without at least understanding that pedestrians might be crossing. And lastly, the possibility of putting in no turn on red. Right now, you can make turns on red from all directions at that corner. So we're hoping, as a result of these two meetings, and again, I'd like to thank Nicole and you, Mr. Supervisor, for arranging the meetings. Maybe some progress can be made to prevent something from happening that we don't want to happen at that corner, and eventually, at least by 2020, have capital from the county and possibly the town to put up the walk, don't walk traffic signals so that people can safely cross that street, that intersection, without being in danger. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Hanson, I had met Monday or Tuesday with Teresa Ward of County Executive Balon's office. We went over many of the issues. This was one of them. And we're going to be setting up a meeting with the county executive again shortly.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you
Welcome.
for your consideration. Appreciate it.
Well,
John Urbancic.
Good evening, John Urbancic, 31 Signet Drive, Smithtown, New York. Good evening, Town Supervisor and Town Board. Over the weekend, with the frigid temperatures, I got to thinking if the animal shelters on Long Island, not just Smithtown, all the animal shelters, had backup generators in place. After speaking with the town officials in Brookhaven, Islip, Babylon, Hempstead, and Huntington, I will be speaking to more of them. These are my findings. Hempstead has not gotten back to me yet. Huntington doesn't have, but thank me for bringing it to their attention, and they are working on it now. All the other shelters have them. As for our shelter, we don't have one. After speaking this afternoon with Joe Rico in this building, he said he could put one in for $7,500 or so, and that he needed the approval of John Valentine and the town board, that he was going to bring it to you guys. Any update with that?
I haven't heard, I don't know.
what I can tell you, Mr. Bancek, is we were notified today of your concerns. The Department of Parks, Buildings and Grounds, our Highway Department, and the Public Safety Department have ample generators that within 30 minutes could be over there and have that whole building up on service. But we will look into a standalone generator as part of capital program for the entire campus.
Great, thank you. And on the subject of the animal shelter, last year I was told that we'd be putting a sprinkler system in case of a fire, and we had to wait for to be put in the budget for this calendar year, and then possibly would we start doing that in the spring. Any updates with that?
There is. We are in the process now of engineering a brand-new water main along that whole parcel. The water main has a major break in it. Including in that proposal will be offshoots to fire sprinkler, the senior center, and the animal shelter.
Okay, great. And I just want to re-clarify one more thing, back to the heating system. I spoke to Nikki today. She's mentioned on the animal shelter, where the cats are, there's a low heat sensor. In case the oil burner shuts down, let's say 8 o'clock at night, it'll be like 12 hours before we're notified. Joe Rico said there wasn't one on the other side of the shelter where the dogs are. So could we get a low heat sensor in there and periodically check them to make sure that they work? So it wouldn't be an extended period of time where there's no heat in the building.
Okay. Councilwoman Inzarello, as you know, is the liaison. I'm sure she will look into that.
Okay, great. And that's an inexpensive thing. It's a $100 item. I have one in my own house.
No, I
Thank you
know.
very much.
I know what that is. You could call me in the office. Yeah.
Okay, thank you all again.
Maria LaMalfa.
Hi, good evening to the town board. A couple of quick things. One, the Smithtown Anti-Bias Task Force. I had been trying to get info for 2 years on the task force, foiling request, putting in FOIL requests and everything. I got minimal info on the task force. Last week, I was very happy to have been invited to the kickstart of the Smithtown Anti-Bias Task Force. I'd like to thank the board and especially the task force liaison, Councilwoman Nowick, for getting this up and running again. I know of 2 recent incidents of bias, and I'm glad to know that the task force is, again, a working organization. So I think it's a great thing that we're doing here. And 2, I have a friend who is a stay-at-home mom, 2 young boys. Her husband is a U.S. Marshal. He's still working. He's working lots of overtime. He's not getting paid. The government shutdown is hurting a lot of people in this district. I'd like to know, 1, if the town is doing anything to help these people, and 2, I would request and encourage the town board to issue a statement asking our CD1 and CD3 reps, which together includes all of Smithtown, to vote to reopen our government. That's it.
Okay, we'll take that under advisement, and we have been in touch with a number of constituents that or affected by that. Long Island Cares, we are sending them there. They're taking care of many, many of these people and doing a great job.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sarinchi Oliver. Sorry if I butchered your name.
Hi, my name is Serena Oliver. I live at 114 New Highway, Comac. Most of my concerns here are with the new recycling program. I have a question as to what is happening to the plastics that aren't being recycled now. Are they sitting in landfills? If so, how long do we plan on letting that be? Are we going to go back to single stream until maybe the market opens up again? And what's your thoughts on that? We also have some concerns on styrofoam in our local area. It's impossible to recycle. It causes health hazards and also pollutes our air. If we can get a ban on maybe single-use plastics and styrofoam, that would be amazing. I'd also love to see a law that would force Smithtown businesses to only use plastics 1 and 2 to promote recycling as well. I don't know if you have any plans to improve our recycling or anything like that.
Okay, what I would suggest you do, if you want to stay after the meeting, and I will set a meeting up with you with our solid waste personnel. That's really who you should talk to. They're the experts, and they can explain and answer just about every one of those questions.
Okay, that sounds
Okay?
excellent.
I can tell you this. We are under a 6-month program on recyclables. As you know, we went to dual stream. Will we be going back to single stream? Doubtful in the near future, because there is no market for single stream recyclables other than landfilling them.
Okay.
So stay after. I'll have you give me your information, and I'll have a solid waste expert call you.
That sounds excellent. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. That's it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Be safe going home. I move to close the meeting.
Second. Supervisor Wareham.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Councilwoman Noah.
Yes.
Councilwoman Inzarella.
Yes.
Councilman Loman.
Yes.